Hello, everybody. Well, welcome to the pop-up episode of Let's Talk It Out. I'm your host, Trey Busy, aka Outlive Schultz. I will not have a guest tonight. I am all by myself. I decided to come on and have a conversation with you guys on this lovely Tuesday evening. I hope everyone's having a good week so far. We're only 2 days into it, so there's no reason for nobody to not have a good week. I really don't expect too many people to be in the chat room tonight because, again, it's a pop-up episode. Usually every Thursday we do our episodes for Let's Talk It Out. So, that being said, I want to thank everyone who is here, or who is tuning in. So, topic for today. I would like to have just a brief discussion about some of the negativity I've been seeing popping up on social media. A lot of times people feel like they need to, just act like things are worse than what they really are for attention. People get on there and say something like, I hate everybody, or I hate my family, or I hate this. And it's like those type of statuses from people, they draw a lot of negative energy in the atmosphere, like people, and then you engage with this person and it spreads out to you. You get the feeling the same kind of way. And it's kind of hard to explain. Like a lot of people that do the whole little sage thing, they understand that negative energy is something that lingers and they need to get rid of it. So, that being said, it's okay for you to go through your social media pages and cleanse themselves from seeing that. Cleanse, by that I mean delete those people, unfollow them, do whatever you have to do to make sure that people that are always negative aren't in your life, because that clings on to you and you begin to see those type of results with your day-to-day life and things that you're into. So, social media, unfortunately, you have seen a lot of positive from it, but again, with the positive always brings negative. And we are in a generation where we see a lot of people who feel like social media is their quote-unquote therapist. So they'll come on there and say what they have to say, and just for attention most of the time, because usually there's issues or something that they can resolve on their own. They come on there for attention. They'll say something completely absurd, like I hate my family, or my family doesn't love me, and that'd be the end of it. And it's kind of sad that's sup CB fan. Like I said, this is a pop-up episode. Nobody really knew about it. I actually just decided to go live maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. I just wanted to have a brief discussion about some of the things I've been seeing on social media about all this negativity that people post. And I was just telling people that it's okay to remove that from your timeline. Sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's family, co-workers, people you went to high school with. Like, what's going on? Again, it's just a random episode. I just felt like talking with you guys for a little bit. But, yeah, just don't allow that negativity to come into your life from any aspect, anything around you, people that you talk to on or off social media. But social media is what you have the most control over. Sometimes you can't control who's in your life, your family, your friends, or person you're in a relationship with. I mean, you can control that, but that's a different story. But you can control the type of things you see. If someone always posts something that you don't agree with, and you can remove them from your page. You don't have to see that. You don't have to expose yourself to that. And that has a lot to do with positive energy being in your life. You see people posting something positive all the time. People graduating and getting married and stuff like that, as opposed to someone who's always complaining about something in their life that they're not willing to change, because 9 times out of 10, they can make those changes to make their life better. That's all I'm saying. You rock out. Thanks, man. Like I said, I really appreciate everybody who supports the show. I appreciate people that share the word about the show and they get others to listen to it. I really do. That helps me out a lot. And I like seeing new names and new faces pop up. I love the word being spread. I can't do it alone. I thank my guests for coming on. I thank people for taking time out of their day to come have a conversation with me for an hour. 2 days from now, the show will be back on. I'll be back with a guest. But like I said, I just wanted to hop on tonight just to have a brief conversation with you guys. I felt like talking tonight, and I have the outlet to do so. With me having my own radio network, I could essentially go live whenever I feel like it. There's nothing that will stop me from being able to go live, except for maybe like an update on a computer. But that's a different story. I tried to go live earlier, maybe about 10, 15 minutes earlier, and my computer is like, we need an update. I'm like, really? Right now? For real? I had this computer maybe 3 or 4 months and then decided to just randomly have an update in the middle of me trying to go live. So, and I think the last time, I'm going to say like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I tried to just randomly go live on a Tuesday, and the same kind of instance happened. It was like Mixler was acting a little strange, and I was like, I guess Tuesdays don't want me to have a conversation with you guys, or something about Tuesdays. I feel like that's more of a Monday thing, but again, I didn't let the negativity stop me tonight. I made sure I waited around for the update, and here I am having a conversation. CB Fan says he's not a burner account. I know you're not, man. You've been around since the beginning of the show. You've been around since the beginning, since before even the relaunch back in September. So I do appreciate you guys coming in and listening. I appreciate the downloads. One thing I really want to start incorporating into the show is like for people that can't make it into the chat room, I'm going to create a system for them to be able to ask questions, and I'm going to have those questions available for whoever the guest is that week. So that way, if you have something going on with you, or you have something that you want to share, a testimony or something like that, I'm going to have a system for me to be able to collect that information from you and share it on the shows on Thursdays. And I'm working on that right now. As far as like advertising go, I try to get a lot of graphics out there and get more people to be pulled in. Yeah, I remember, man, you sent me an email. I contacted you. Yes, you did. I contacted me after the first show. You sent me an email, and I was very appreciative about that. I didn't even really know people still sent emails. I thought it was a spam email at first because that's the only ones I really get. And I actually read. I was like, oh, this is an email from a person. It wasn't some type of advertisement or, me getting 20% off at the next time I go to Foot Locker. It was a real email. So I really do appreciate it. I got people hitting me up right now talking about something to show live right now. Yeah, we are live right now. We're having a conversation. We are having a conversation right now on Let's Talk It Out on this lovely, lovely, lovely Tuesday evening, March 19th, 2019, 9:22 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just so you guys know that this isn't like a previously recorded show. I really appreciate your show. Man, like I said, man, you guys are a big part of it. The guests are a big part of it, but the chat room, man, like you guys, your feedback helps the guests out. It helps them feel more comfortable with sharing information or going into deep, dark parts of their lives that they really never talk about. I've had people hit me up after shows and say, I've never really talked about this with anybody, or I didn't think I was going to talk about that, or, the community in the chat room helped me feel really comfortable. And I'm really appreciative about that's able to happen, because not only is it helping the guests out, people, the listeners, not only is it helping the listeners out, but the guests feel relief too. They're getting therapy too from talking about what's going on with them or the situations that they encounter in life. They don't really, not like, again, the whole purpose of the show, not only was it to get information from you guys, but just letting people, this call, let's talk it out for a reason. A lot of the guests come on, they just think that they're helping the people out there listening. They're helping themselves out too. I get the information out of them, and they start going and going and going, and then boom, next they just say, I feel better. It was a great show, and I really love coming on. And that's what it's all about, man. Like, and then I never really got on the air and talked about the show, like how it started off. A lot of people, hit me up asking me. The guests are incredible. Yes, they are, man. I'm telling you, like, sometimes I'm sitting here and I'm listening to them talk just like you guys, and I'm just like, man. Granted, a lot of times I'm doing a lot. I have a lot of producing to do and mixing going on during the recording, but still, and when I do listen, I pay attention and I catch it. I'm like, man, that's great stuff. Like, that's a great story. I'm like, oh, I had no idea you had this going on. I'm hearing it from most of the time for the first time, like you guys are. I absolutely let them talk. That's one thing about when you're interviewing people, you never cut them off when they're talking. You have to let them finish their statement. That's how. I let them say what they have to say, and then that's when I throw them a question or I feed them information from the chat room or whatever's going on. I like to let them get time to let it all out, and then they feel comfortable. And there's certain times you could tell someone's kind of dying down a little bit. If not, I let them go. I let them talk for 20 minutes straight if they had to. That just makes my job easier. If they feel like they want to talk for 20 minutes straight, that's good. CB fan. Unlike other podcasts, they cut off the guests, and that's sad, man. That's poor. That's bad to cut people off, especially if they're about to have a breakthrough. Sometimes people have breakthroughs just from talking. They get going. That's how they get comfortable. They get comfortable enough to tell you about things in their life that they don't talk about with other people. You have to let them finish their statements. Gladys says, "Gee, what's up, Gladys? What's going on? What is going on?" I just want to. She's talking about her phone was trying her. It seems like it seems like nobody's having any success with their electronics on this Tuesday. It's kind of weird. But yeah, mom is usually in the chat room. She's very, very, very good at engaging in the chat room. She'd probably sleep right now. She had no idea I was going live tonight. It's like a part of the show is missing when she's not here. That's okay. That is okay. So I need you guys, if you guys have Instagrams or Twitters, go follow the show LTIO Podcast. That's spelled out LTIO and then podcast. I made it fairly simple. I didn't feel like putting Let's Talk It Out Podcast. That's a lot to remember. It's LTIO Podcast. If you guys want to follow the show on Instagram to stay updated, or on Twitter. Now on Facebook, it's the Let's Talk It Out Podcast. I just had to spell it out for Twitter. They didn't let me shorten it up on there. On Facebook. Brittany says, "Hey guys, everybody's coming in now. I'm about 12 minutes in. I'm just, like I said, I just wanted to come have a conversation with you guys and see what's going on, see what the good word is, keep you guys updated on things I have going on, and start that system up with the questions for people that can't make the show live. That's going to be very, very, very helpful for future shows. I feel like people are missing out. Like, not everybody can sit down on a Thursday at 8 p.m. And that was a time slot I felt like was good because it's not beginning of the week. It's towards the end. It's a little bit, 8 o'clock p.m. By then, people that work during the day are home. They showered, they ate dinner, and they're able to relax and have a conversation. I felt like 8 p.m. was the perfect time slot for me to be able to have people come on and have a conversation. So, yeah, that's 8 p.m. Oh, Justin's here. Holy shit, everybody's here now. It's a party now. CB fan says, "I cannot wait for you to go global." You know what? I would love that, man. But again, I take it a day at a time. I slowly build it up. I enjoy conversation. I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy talking with the guests. The guests really enjoy it, and most of the time they be fired up and they want to come back on. So, again, like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. Basically, tonight I just want to tell you guys a little bit about blocking negativity from entering your life from all platforms. That's all I need you guys to take away from what I'm telling you right now. Block the negativity from entering your life. If you feel like something that you log on Facebook and it's that one person, I'm going to reiterate for people that didn't hear me earlier, there's always a couple people that are negative. I went through and deleted about 25 people earlier. I don't want any of that in my life. My life is going too well right now for me to allow people to bring me down with what's going on. That's not good. Brittany, I would love to have a live in session, per version of the podcast. It's just between funding and location of some of my guests. I can't do that. Although I would love to be able to be like Joe Rogan and have guests inside studio and have video. But some people live on the other side of the world. Some people live in different countries. I can't right now, but I'm definitely, the ideas, I have a lot of ideas written down on paper and a lot of steps to get to them. So it's a process. It's slowly building up, and eventually maybe one day I'll be able to have live in person. I don't think it'll be live. Most podcasts are previously recorded, but I will be able to have video sessions in an actual studio. So yeah, I do. That's definitely a great idea. The show is extremely important. Nobody talks about mental health. And it's funny, like, a lot of people, one thing I do want to say before I shut it down is a lot of people, I tell them I deal with anxiety, and they always look at me and they say, "You dealt with anxiety or you dealt with depression?" They always assume that there's a face or a look of a certain person that's dealing with this, and it's not true. Everybody has the same exact brain. We have a frontal lobe, a back lobe, side. Same. We have the same functioning brain. So people that deal with mental health, it's not limited to what you look like. It's about It's about what you think, your perception. It's about your chemicals in your brain. They're the same, man. It's like, I don't know why people think that you have to look a certain way to deal with anxiety. I was a little anxious earlier driving in traffic, man. It was. I pulled up and I seen like the cops' cars and they had a bunch of cars. It was like an accident or something. It happens to everybody. It doesn't have a face. So they see me and it's like, I'm a young black guy, full of tattoos and a beard, long hair, and they just think that, you care about mental health. What do you want me to do? Act like I don't? What do you expect me to do? Have a podcast about I don't know, some Breakfast Club shit when we sit down and talk about like media stuff like the Kardashians? I don't care about that, man. There's more than enough people talking about that. It takes anybody to sit down and talk about something that celebrities do. But what about what you have going on with yourself? What about what you've seen in life? Are you afraid to share your story and talk about the troubles you've been through? That's all I'm saying. I don't, I'm not much for caring about the media or celebrities or anything. I don't care about none of that at all. The most I watch on TV is sports. That's about it. Other than that, and most people that know me know that, sports are my things. But you could turn on almost any podcast and listen to something about music or TV events or anything like that. You're not going to hear many people that are brave enough or courageous enough to face real life problems. People run from that. That's why a lot of times, I do get it. Like, I mean, people attract certain things. A negative status will get more attention than something that's positive. People like drama. People like celebrity gossip. They like seeing people cheat on each other just because it's something to talk about, joke about. But they don't care about mental health, man. That shit is destroying the community, man. It's like a virus. And people, the more they ignore it, the worse it gets. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that people are like 35, 36 years old gossiping about celebrities, but they're afraid to go see a therapist. They don't want to talk about something that happened to them when they was half the age they are now. That's it's just so. Yes, it's very true, Brittany. It's like scary true how real that is. So, I mean, before I get too deep tonight, I just want to say again, I appreciate everybody for listening to the show, for your feedback, everything that anyone who's had done anything for the show. I appreciate you. And if I could, I'd give you guys a hug or some dap, but I can't because it's a podcast. We're not in person. So I thank everybody for coming in and listening tonight. If you're listening live, people are going to be a little bit surprised when they see that there's a notification for a new podcast. They're going to be like, it's not Friday or it's not Thursday night. So you guys get a little bit of a jump ahead of them. So with that being said, I look forward to talking to you guys 2 nights from now. My guest will be Kia Dean. She's a mental health therapist, outpatient therapist. We're going to hit you guys with some heavy stuff, man. You know how it is. I look forward to seeing you guys in the chat room 2 days from now. So that being said, good night and have a good Wednesday.